But you know what? We have an opportunity here, and this is exactly what Dante said in the beginning. She has that history, and we can remind her of that history, and we can remind her that she needs to do better now, right?
And this is why when I say, as Black people, our vote doesn't matter, and I didn't put the asterisk at it. I should have put the asterisk at it, unless we have an agenda. And the problem is this: we accepted Biden and Miss Harris, Mrs. Harris.
She's senator. It's senator to you, sir. Senator Harris.
Senator Harris as our help because we don't like what Trump is doing. And I get that.
But why you say that like it's a bad thing?
No, but listen to this. I get that. But even at that moment, this is what people say. This is not the time to bring up the Black agenda. Oh, this is the perfect time to bring up the Black agenda.
Agree. Yes, sir.
This is not the time because we need to just get him out of office, then we can focus on stuff. No, we've been doing that for so many years. And this is what I was trying to say about Ice Cube. Ice Cube went on Roland Martin show. He talked about what took place, how he took place. He knew that they were going to try to manipulate the situation, but that's not his motive. Was that he doesn't care. He said, I already knew what I was going to do. But my thing is this is what's been going on. I brought this to him. Either he's going to do something about it or Biden's going to do something about it. Biden said, well, he'll talk to them when the election's over. And I understand everybody has their viewpoints and everything, but I'm telling you this. If a true Democrat would have been like, hey, Ice Cube is a big influential person, let me just listen to what's going on, or his camp. I'm gonna tell you this: Trump's camp was like this. I know marketing. I know this. This looks good. So when he brought up that Black Platinum Plan, regardless of how crappy and how fake it was, it was something that he showed an issue that even if he's lying about it, he still put something in place. Whereas with this, Joe Biden got on TV and said, if you ain't Black, if you vote for Trump. And those are embedded mindsets that come from Democrats thinking that I already got your vote, son.
No. Well,
yes.
Can we step back one quick second?
Who would say that? If Obama would have said this, you ain't Black if you vote for McCain, or you ain't Black if you vote for Romney.
Yeah.
What do you think would have happened to him?
One, he can't say that because he's Black, right? Black tax. I got it.
You get what? But listen to what I'm saying. So
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing that it was a stupid thing to get on TV and say, but it does not change the fact that with this guy in particular, it is the God's honest truth. If you're a Black person who supports Donald Trump, you are supporting your own demise.
But you know what thing about Donald Trump is, though? What people fail to realize is this. If you look at Donald Trump's history, it's the most wishy-washy history ever.
What do you mean by that?
He's the most opportunist person ever. He doesn't care about nobody but himself.
He has a blatant track record of racism.
Yeah, what I'm saying is
all of his businesses.
But what I'm saying is this: he's still the most What I'm saying when I say wishy-washy, which means this: if something's trending a certain way and it benefits him, he will pretend to support it and show all whether it makes him look good or bad. As long as it makes him look good.
He doesn't support Black Lives Matters.
Oh, of course he doesn't.
He won't denounce the Proud Boys. All that stuff is hot right now.
But why would he do that when his base is racist?
But hold on. Actually, that's another thing I want to get at, because you said you can't just become racist, right? I'm going to use a really crappy analogy. Okay, really crappy. I'm going to just start off that way. There was a point in time in this country who a particular artist who I personally think is trash, Jay-Z. I think he's trash.
Well, I don't like him either, so he's good.
You couldn't say that. Trash. You couldn't say that at a certain time in this country, right? Like, people would just be like, what the hell are you talking about? Jay-Z's the best. Jay-Z's incredible, right? Yeah. Everyone loves Jay-Z. I don't think people are not born racist, right? I think the reason why you are there is because politicians use racism as a tool.
Yeah.
Find a city where people are making decent money and there's jobs, and you will see racism is well in decline. When you talk to those white supremacist group, what did they say? They said, we go to places that are hard struck. We go to places who are down in their luck. We go to places who are hooked on opioids, right? They know who they're getting. They're going after the weak people, the people who are struggling in life. And then they're going to give them this easy little recipe. Like, hey, it's the Mexican who took your job. It's the black guy who's getting affirmative action. Like, it's not because people want to be racist. It's because when you're down on your luck and you ain't have nothing, you're open to any message. You're open to people caring about you.
But see, and I understand that part of it, but let's break it down here like this. So we're saying this. Just because you're down on luck, that means that you can remove the human part of discrimination part of it. Because let me tell you this. It doesn't matter how down on luck I am. If I see a white person that's doing better than me or whatever, I don't think that, oh my gosh, they're a bad person or that.
That's because you grew up on the minority side of the fence.
Okay. I understand that.
I'm telling you, when you like, if you grew up in a position where everything is great, right? No one's ever discriminated against me, right? How do you think that feels when you're in a position in life where you're just hard down on your luck? You've been working hard, you've been grinding, you've been doing all the things they told you to do. And here you are, like hooked on drugs or can't find a job or whatever, right? You feel pretty freaking low. Yeah. So anybody who says it's not your fault, it's the black people's fault. It's not your fault, it's the Mexicans. And the Democrats, they don't want to hear your message. It's a powerful message. That's why we got all this nonsense with QAnon and all this conspiracy theory, right? Because like it's a game. I promise you, if the politicians stopped talking about it, if it wasn't just so easy, I think things would be different. It's just on trend. It's on trend. That's all it is, right? 100 years from now, being gay won't be a big deal. Being black won't be a big deal. And everyone's going to be like, go figure. Like, why did it take so long? Because it was popular. That's the sad, pathetic part about it is it's a tool. People use the tool to get power. So that's why I do, for the increase in racism, the increase in hate groups, the increase in like crime towards certain people, I 100% blame Donald Trump. 100%.
What you say, Dante? You blame Donald Donald, whatever it is, Trump?
For what? Racism?
The racism we see, not full racism. We can't blame for all the racism. We can blame for the racism that's increasing, the decreasing divide.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't believe that he's helping the cause. It's really hard to go to bat for him because of the stuff that he says, the way that he acts. So I would definitely say that I'm not going to say that it's all his fault, but he definitely has a hand in it. And if he would have played more of a peacemaker, I think that, a lot of the stuff wouldn't be as bad as it is now. But, when, like they say, man, when the racist, you can say that you're not racist and you can say that you're not, you're not, but when the racists believe that you're racist, hey man, what can I say?
That's a wrap. Yes, sir.
So, I mean, we touched base on should we vote? I think there's circumstances about, like I said, if we're voting, let's vote with a purpose. Let's not vote with emotion only, right. Especially when that. And like you guys said, vote locally, especially. And I just wish, like I said, I check my mail and I get stacks of these cards of saying who these local people are going to be on the ballot. I have never heard of them. Never once heard of them. So they want me to vote for them, but they don't have anything. So I guess I have to go look for them to find out what their platform is, or look them up, and that's fine. I understand that. But the problem is this, and this is what I see the lack in Black America, is that everyone's expecting Black people to be unified with their voting viewpoints, right? So if I vote for Trump, I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? If I vote for Republican, most of the time, I'm wrong, because why would I vote for Republican? You know what I'm saying? I should be voting Democrat. And I don't agree with that part of it, only because you vote because of your personal viewpoints, and then you slide it off into your group, your people who you surround yourself around. So if nothing on the Democratic their campaign registers to you or it resonates with you, why vote for them? Because you're used to vote for them? No. And the same thing for Republican. Don't just vote for them because there's the opposite of the Democrats. I think like something like a Black agenda, which something like Ice Cube brought up, and things like that should be every single election. There should be a Black agenda, and not because Black people need to have special treatment. It's because we're so far behind the 8 ball with everything else. We have to play catch up just to be normal in America. Yeah. Every other minority gets a handout fully towards them. Ours is always mixed with theirs. You get what I'm saying? So when they talk about minorities, we're grouped into the minorities, but we're sharing it with everyone else. But yet, when we came to this country, we didn't come on our own. You know what I'm saying? We didn't make a decision to say we're going to come here and leave a bad land. We were brought here. So we were kidnapped, brought to a place, left to do what we have to do. And even when we did it, Tulsa, they destroyed it because it was too well put together. And lately, a lot of people have been talking about, was integration bad? Was integration a thing? I think integration was brought too early. We weren't stable enough to be integrated with a group of people who, for one, didn't like us. And I'm not talking about relationships. So don't let me think I'm saying relationships. I'm talking about in the sense of structure. We were just starting to build structures and businesses in our own communities, and still fighting police brutality, still fighting, segregation and all the kind of things. And then the government, which has never been good for anything, forced the ideal of integration. And hold on one second, let me finish that because I got a special guest going to be showing up. Special guest is going to be showing up. But we were forced into integration because it was easier for them to control the narrative. We teach us their education, their way of life, but also by us being taught that way, we had to try to conform to how they lived. And we've been chasing that carrot ever since, and it hasn't even been designed for us. So with that being said, sure, we can sit here and vote for all these policies. We can sit here and say all these people are for us, but at the end of the day, do they actually represent the true values that we need to be successful in America? So every time we vote, there should be a Black agenda set forth in front of every president, every local, and every senator or congressman. And I'd like to welcome Terrell. Full beard. Oh man.
I can't see nobody.
Grown man.
Hold on.
Hey, listen. Before you go on, Byron, there was something that you had said. I guess when Eric had started talking, I feel the same way you do. With far as for the most part, it does seem like the Democratic Party does always feel like they have that Black vote in their back pocket, and that they feel like they don't have to do anything. Like just recently or whatever, they just came out with, I guess like a little short commercial campaign to try to get Black people, Black men, because they're starting to see that there are I guess Trump is basically 20%. Increasing with Black men
20%,
and so they came out with this weak commercial, and it's like, well, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do this like when you first ran or when you first announced that you were going to do it? Like, why are you just doing it now when it's only like 2-3 weeks left in the race? And it's like, but it's stuff like that they do, and it's like, they sit there and they're like, hey, and if you know that you need Black people to vote for you, and this is the thing too that I had a problem with the whole thing that Ice Cube presented it with Biden, and I told my grandparents this because we were talking about it, and I said what he should have done. He should have said, you know what, I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to make sure and promise and say, hey, we're going to make sure we do this. Not we'll wait till after the election. Even though he wouldn't be able to do nothing until after the election, but at least you by doing that, at least you are putting yourself out there. So now you put yourself on a hook that now I have to, you guys are able to hold me accountable, because now you get elected and then we come and bring it up to you. Now you're like, well, I didn't really say I was going to do it, so you can't really hold that against me if it doesn't get done. And it's stuff like that that they do that really frustrates me. And it's like, we need you guys to vote, but then, you do stuff like that. Or then once you get in there and then 4 years, you look up 4 years went by and it's like, oh, what y'all do? Oh, nothing.
Why? But
and so that's what frustrates me.
Why are we passing the buck of responsibility? And what I mean by that is we have a Black caucus in the House of Representatives.
That's what I was waiting for you to say. But guess what?
They've been here forever.
But let me tell you this. This is what happens. And this is what I want you to see. This is why I talked about, and I was trying to get to that part. So this is why I talked about we can't assume all Black people have the same viewpoints. When Ice Cube when Ice Cube was able to bring that to Biden and bring that to
Kamala.
Trump and Biden.
Oh, Trump.
This is what happened. Before this, months before this, he talked about this agenda, this thing he already had made, right?
Yeah.
The Black Caucus, the Black Caucus was nowhere around trying to side with it or figure out what it's about. Now, keep in mind, Ice Cube didn't write it himself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He went and got people who he knew was way smarter than him in that kind of business.
Yeah.
Because he was saying things weren't getting done for Black people. They were getting done for minorities, which is fine, but they weren't getting done for specifically Black people. And that's what he needed. We need to get that done, especially for our situation. So the Black Caucus and groups like that were mad because he went around them. And then they said these words here. We have been introducing these ideas since 2016, since 2017, and nothing's going, and we're working on it. But let me tell you this. Mm-hmm. If you've been working on this since 2016, 2017, it is time to do a new thing, because apparently it's not working your way. We are past the waiting for them to give us this stuff. We have to take it. So he just said, I'm going around.
Yeah.
Because you guys didn't come to me and ask me about this. You should have said, hey, we already started to talk about these things.
But you know what I'm hearing from you, Byron? It means we need to vote every member of the Black Caucus out of office. That's what I'm hearing from you. Because wait, you've been working on race issues since 2016? Like for real?
Yeah. So you see what I'm saying? But that's what I was getting at. It was like when I say, that's why I say is our vote really important, because it seems like the Black Caucus falls into that same category of being, yes, I'm gonna do just enough.
Yeah.
I got a little piece of it. We're moving. You know what I'm saying? But let's be realistic.
For me,
we've been struggling. We've been struggling since when?
Yeah, forever.
So
it's more hurtful for me that, like, when you look at your own group, whatever group that you call that, right? Whatever tribe you want to subscribe to, when those folks aren't working for you, I'm not mad at the Democratic Party, because the people who we have in the room are not even working for me. That's what bothers me. So like, we need to press the issue with them. They need to go home, right?
Nah, I'm mad at them, the Democratic Party as well, because they sit here.
If your own representatives who are in the room who can speak to those people don't have a voice because they choose not to press the issue, what do you expect is going to happen?
I got that, but what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, if you gonna sit here and you gonna say we for you, and you're the party, but you sit here saying this, but then over here you're doing something totally different. I'm mad at not just them, I'm mad at everybody, because what you're doing is the same thing that.
Oh, he froze.
Internet has been terrible today.
You're talking out the side of your neck. So
Yeah, but Dante, that's what. Oh shoot, he froze again. He probably can't hear me. Let's. Yeah, he gone. He gone. He gone. I don't know. I guess my whole thing, and look, maybe I'm coming at it from the wrong way, but I feel like we're talking like politicians shouldn't be politicians.
No.
At their base nature, they are opportunistic, right? And the only power.
But why is that? Why are we okay with that?
Because I'm not okay. I'm not okay with it. That's why I vote in every election. That's why I do my research. That's why I go and I look like who's contributing to your campaign, right? Like all my judges in this election, I wouldn't say where's the money coming from.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, the money came from the Republican group. Nah, I'm not voting for you because I think maybe let's split it up like this. I can say this with certainty. Most Republicans don't align with what I want to happen, right? Like that's facts, right? They probably don't believe what I believe. At the same time, there's no promises about the Democrats who might be in place if they actually believe what I believe. So like I have more work to do to make sure that I'm getting the right Democrat into office.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like, is your vote a guarantee? You know, it shouldn't be. But the truth is, if I have Mr. Racist McGee, which I know is a fact, okay, he's a fact, okay, or somebody who should be working for me, but maybe is only just doing a dance to get my vote, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that today, but I shouldn't do that tomorrow. You're 100% right on that. You know, I guess the place where I feel like we're stuck is if the system is jacked up. To me, the only thing that we can say is we just got to get new bodies in place, and that's why personally, even though I don't like everything that comes out of her mouth, AOC, I feel like for the first time in a very long time, I'm like, nah, like I can relate to her, and I can connect with her, and I feel like she's actually about people.
The AOC comes off as human. In a robotic world where the robots are tending to dislike each other, then at the end of the day, they go and eat cake together. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, and AOC is coming across like, this is what I feel. This is what I think is right. You know what I'm saying? This is based on reality, you know, science and things like that, you know, and then you have the career politicians are like, wait a minute, you're doing stuff out of the norm. We can't have that. You're pushing too many issues. You know what I'm saying? We have to pace ourselves. We have a whole lifetime of this stuff. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, and that's the way they feel. They're lifetime, you know, they have lifetime careers in this stuff. So why do they need to rush anything? They're not feeling any of this stuff. I mean,
maybe that's something that needs to change.
But those politicians, did they worry about COVID? Did they worry about COVID? No. They went home and they still was getting paid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they can sit there and say, oh, we're in there. We're fighting for you guys. If you was fighting for me, you'd be asking me what I want. And J. Cole said it best. With my taxes, put it on the app. Let me pay my taxes through an app on the stuff that I want to
pay. Oh, man. Now, that's what the French do.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Where the money would go? You see the money going up here? You're like, okay, this is what's important.
But we don't even see where the money goes. Like, you know, like every year in France, they get like this like itemized kind of like receipt that says, here's how much you paid in taxes, and here's where every penny of your taxes went to. Like,
wouldn't that be nice?
What?